Today we are finally finishing this desk, and we're also going to show a brand new tool that Squirrel has just created. Is it the first of its kind? Maybe so. I've never seen one, and maybe you haven't either. And if it is brand new, we're going to need a name. Anyways, we got a lot going on this video. Stick around, you're not going to want to miss it.
Deal 26, 27, we need an inch gap with a router bit, 2010, 29, and then we inch gap 3 inch, 29, 3 more inches, 32. Yeah, plenty to work with. Think I'll do that and get this part south side.
Hey guys, welcome back to Squirrel's Woodshop. This is Danny, and today we're going to finally finish this desk. We're going to show you how we made our legs, starting by cutting our length. Then we had to get our lathe all set up by adding the extension because, well, we just didn't have enough bed, so we had to add more. So we got that bolted in. Now it's time to make our first cut. And yes, Squirrel, that's exactly where we're going to cut, right there. He's just pointing that out because he has created a new invention that he spent, I'm sure, hours of sleepless nights tossing and turning over this idea. I mean, it's pretty good, and I've never seen anything like it. So we're going to give it a try, but first we need to take this little section here out. That way it doesn't break out on us whenever we finish up our cut. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But for now, just know that we're taking this down to finished size, or real close to it anyways. We don't have plans yet, and we probably won't, but after you see it, you'll get an idea what it's supposed to do, and you can create it yourself. If you want to. It's all up to you. But it works really well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring this bad boy out. All right, hurry up, just skip to the good stuff. Well, looky there, ain't she a beaut? What were you expecting? This is a precision-made instrument, a precision tool made for machining precision legs. And that's what it looks like right there, yes. Straight from the store, that's what it's going to look like. Just go ahead and place your order for one now. There's only one in existence, but, you know, maybe one day. Anyways, you see what happens? It's a two-part system. You set the body up, then you put your part inside, and then you place the top back on the body. So now we got all of our pieces on. Now we need to get it set up. So if we're doing a straight leg, we want to make sure that our height off of our our lathe bed and our top of our top piece is the same. So basically our router is going to ride evenly all the way across it. If we're doing a tapered leg, we're going to have one side a little higher than the other. And to do all that adjusting, we're just going to tighten up some wing nuts once we get it in place. Easy peasy. So I tell you, that old Squirrel, he was thinking on this one. So now all we had left to do was, well, give it a try. We stuck the router on top, turned her on, and went very slowly down towards the part that we had cut out previously. When I mean slowly, this first pass was really slow. You know, just to make sure it was going to work. All right, let's speed this up a little bit. Let's see how we did. Well, we knocked the corners off anyways. I'd say that's a success on the first pass. So we're going to do this several more times and see if we can't get her round. Boy, that's looking good now. As you can see, we went with a tapered leg, but we're not going to taper the whole thing. We left the first 2 or 3 inches good and straight because we've already cut the angle in our table. So we left that nice and straight, that we got all the glue surface that we can get, and then we tapered the rest of it. So we're going to do a little bit of a sand in here, And then we're going to cut off the end that's going inside the table. We're going to use this Japanese pull saw here and just get it down to the very last little tit. It should be pretty easy just to pull right off there. Well, maybe it wasn't that easy. Oh, look at there. Easy peasy, just like I said. Anyways, now we're going to take each leg individually and sand them down just to the right size so that they're not too tight, but not too loose. So we're going to do that to each of these legs. And then when we get them just where we want them, we'll go ahead and cut off our lengths. And we're going to use the Japanese pull saw again, but this time we're not going to pull them off. I got another technique I'm going to show you. And that technique is we're going to put it over here on the table and finish it off the rest of the way. See? That's different than pulling it off, and it works too. So now what we're going to do is round the edges of the side that's going on the floor. And this is going to prevent chipping out whenever you're moving the desk in and out, whatever you got to do with it. It's going to help prevent all that. Now all's left is the fun part. Gluing it all up and hoping that you get it the way you want it to. Because these are tapered and they are at an angle. So we got to figure out how we're going to be able to figure out if it's straight and if they're in line with the other legs. So well, how about this? Let me know how you would do it. Just leave a comment before you actually see what we did. And maybe we'll use your technique next time. But first we got to bang on these legs a little bit. Make sure they are the right height that we marked previously with a nice little pencil mark. So that was nice. If one beating wasn't good enough, we need another beating. That ought to do it. Just kidding, maybe one more. All right, I think we're good now. So now we're going to measure with a straight edge. Make sure everything looks good and square there. All right, now we're going to measure across the top with each leg. You can't see it, but that's what we're doing. We're doing center to center. And now something that you're not going to have is a squirrel's eyeball. He's basically on the other side of the table, and he's just kind of looking down it and seeing if we're good and straight. If that don't do it, I don't know what will. But we didn't stop there. We kept on measuring. Make sure they were straight, up and down. And then if that wasn't good enough, let's go diagonal. And it was off just a touch. So we'll see if we can't get Squirrel, get a little bit of ump on it. Yep, did you see it? Went too far. Gotta go back the other way now. I'll spare you the rest, but with enough beating and banging, we finally got it the way we liked it. So then it was on to the next one. I'm just going to show you this to prove that we did do it the exact same way as the first time, back and forth. But the real problem was having to cut all these out after they dried. We originally thought that our drawers were going to be small enough that where they would not hit. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So we had to come back and trim every single one of these out. So the wife needed a place to put all of her electronics so she can charge them every night. So ideally, what we'd like to do is put something like this on the back of the drawer. However, the drawer is so deep, we're not going to be able to do that. So, we're going to make a box. So this can sit here. It should be back here somewhere. And then the cord is going to come out the bottom down to the plug-in. So let's do that first. So to kind of clarify what we had to do here, the drawer is too deep, and with us installing that in the back of the drawer, it's actually going to touch the back of the desk. So we don't have room to do that. So what we're going to have to do is come out the bottom with the cable that goes to the outlet in the wall. That way we've got plenty of room and it's not going to interfere with the drawer hitting the desk in the back. Does that make sense? If not, maybe you'll see it in action a little bit later and it'll all make sense. But next we're going to work on these drawers and, well, they're a little off. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. So the way we're going to do that is with shims. Now these shims are not going to go the full length of the drawer. They're just going to be at the very ends here where they close, because that's all we're worried about. We want that nice crisp line all the way down. That's uniform. And so to do that, we're just going to put some here at the very end where it closes. We let that side dry up, and then we moved on to the next side. And now we're just testing a piece here. Like I said, at the very end. See what it does. Boys, I think we got a winner with this one. No, I think I did it.
No?
I think I did it.
That'd be pretty good, don't it?
Let's go all the way through there.
So you have to.
All right, quick question. This is a tabletop. Do you see anything in the grain? Anything at all? All right, what about this side? Do you see anything over here? Okay, well, this is my side, and the other side is my wife's side, and we're giving her a crazy-looking alien dude, while I've got a nice, cute little blob. Hey, blob. Just curious if anybody else seen that. All right, let's finish this thing up by putting on the finish. This is going to be an Osmo product, just a hard wax oil. We're just going to wipe it on and then let it set for a little bit and then wipe it right off. This is a clear matte. My wife wanted all the wood color and not a lot of sheen, so this clear matte ought to do the trick. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, God bless you.